Selling in the billions each year, Rainbow Mealworms is your one-stop shop for all your insect needs. Their quality feeders and A-plus customer service keep me coming back to support the health and growth of all of our animals. Visit them today at rainbowmealworms.net to place your order.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Breeder Feature Friday. Today we have a very special guest on the stream who appears to be frozen right now, but hopefully her screen will unfreeze. We'll get it figured out. I don't know if you could hear me, Sophie. Yeah, she's gonna probably come back in. Wow, my visuals are terrible. Let me see if I can change some of this. No, I think it's just the lighting. But we do have Sophie from Sophie's Geckos here as a guest from Switzerland. So there's a 12-hour difference between us. We're going to talk about some of her high-end, like really rare and not commonly seen leopard gecko projects. And then we'll also talk about some cool stuff as far as like earless monitors, uromastics, some of the other stuff that she works with. So Sophie, how you doing? We got you back. If the connection ever drops out, you could just like leave and reconnect if there's ever any issues, okay?
Okay, so
and I'll do the same.
now I'm seeing the intro, so I can't see you.
Oh, okay. You can hear me though?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Working. Are we up to date? You can see my 10 fingers right now? Okay, perfect. So there's a little bit of a lag. Sophie, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit for people who may not know who you are? Can you say a little bit about yourself?
Sure. But at first, I want to say a few words before we start. And the reason because I'm here today. So I want to talk about the passion for reptiles today. That's because I'm here. And I try to give you all that looking here a little bit of a view of my passion for reptiles and my keeping and my stuff I'm doing here. And at first, I'm sorry for my English. So it's not my mother language. For all that don't know me, I'm from Switzerland. So my mother language is German, and I try my best. And if I can't answer any questions or if I got anything wrong, you can always PM me via Instagram or Facebook or my website, and then we can discuss about the questions you have. And I know that many people has different views of how to keep reptiles or how to keep care for them. So like I'm saying, always there are many ways to keep reptiles. And it's not only one way, but today I will give you a little view on my way, how I keep and handle reptiles. Yes.
That's awesome. I like the way you put that there's many ways to do things and you're going to give us your way. Yes. Why don't we start at the beginning? Were you a kid that was in the creek catching salamanders or catching lizards as a child or snakes? Uh-oh. We just got her awesome smile, but I think she froze a little bit. I don't know if you can hear me, Sophie, but okay. You're back now. You're back.
So at the beginning, I was 8 to 10 years old. So I always fascinated by reptiles. And with 8 or 10 years, I lived in Germany, and my father took me to different reptile zoos and butterfly zoos, and I'm always fascinated by reptiles. And with 12, I had my first spider on my hands, and I always wanted I wanted a snake, a frog, mice, geckos, everything, but my parents don't want any of them. So I had to wait until I'm adult. Yes. But later I met my ex-boyfriend with 15 years. And he gave me the opportunity to buy my own reptiles with him. And we started to build our tanks and got many different reptile species. Also, we took reptiles with disabilities or from people who don't want any reptiles anymore. So we took them and take care for them. And later I found the croc skinks, the Tribolonodus gracilis and Neuguinea. I was really fascinated by them because there were not many informations on the internet. So you can't Google croc skinks and see how to keep care of them. So I wanted to make my own research and
Uh-oh, just give her a sec. She'll come back. Let me see if it's something connection-wise on my end I can change.
Yeah.
I think it's just, okay, I think we got you back. It's, are you in an area that has good Wi-Fi or good connection there? Okay,
yes,
so
yeah.
perfect. That's okay. This kind of stuff will happen, especially as we're long distance. It doesn't seem too bad. So the last point you left off at was, sorry, it just cut out like 2 seconds ago. What were you saying 2 seconds ago?
Yes, I was at the crocodile skinks with my own
Yes.
experience because there were not many informations on the internet, or I could not ask any people that they care for them in Switzerland because nobody had them here.
Now,
and beside that, I had, yes.
I was just going to ask, is the care in Switzerland sort of like what we see in a lot of videos where they prefer the bioactive setups versus like the simpler setups?
For the crocodile skinks.
Yeah, for crocodiles. What about leopard geckos? Do you do bioactive for leopard geckos or do you do rack system?
No, I have big tanks like this one.
For the leopard geckos?
Yes, for leopard geckos, and I try to make it like their habitat. So
Nice.
I try with sorry, I have to translate.
Oh, that's okay. Take your time. Yeah.
Desert, yes. It's like the desert with a few plants, but not too much, and wet boxes I have. But real stone, real wood. I'm collect by myself from our own woods or from France. Yes,
Beautiful.
and I try to make it like their habitat from who they are.
Do you have to clean the wood or the rocks? Do you bake it in an oven or something, or just bring it straight from the wild?
Before I took them inside the tank, and once a year I'm going to the shower and make it really, really hot and a really, really big water, and I clean it off.
Okay. Yeah, I used to do that a lot too, because you get like little mites and stuff, right?
That this all is gone, and
yeah, it gets it all
spiders,
gone.
so all is gone.
Especially here in Arizona, we have like deadly not deadly, but we have like bad scorpions and stuff. So like they'll be hiding in the woods. So you want to make sure you get that out.
Yes.
But very cool. It's always fun to kind of look in your local woods for rocks and stones and then incorporate that in your collection. Yes. So you do the very hot bath water kind of method and let it soak. I've done that as well. That works pretty good. So going back to the crocodile skinks, what was your first reptile ever, like that you kept?
My ever first reptile of my own was a viper gecko.
Oh, so those are
they
cool.
are on this side. These are that little tiny geckos.
Yeah. Just curious, is your camera mobile? Can you take it over and show something?
Yes,
or
I could.
Okay. Can we see the viper setup? Because it looks like a big
yes,
a big tank. And guys, please stick around. Give this video a thumbs up for Sophie spending her time with us. But she's going to show us some earless monitors later, something that we barely get to see ever. She's going to show us live. That's going to be pretty cool. So this is the
They're
Viper
flying.
setup. Okay, if you guys don't know what a Viper gecko is, they're really awesome looking geckos. You gotta check it out. Oh yeah, I see them right there on the rock. They're beautiful. How big is that? Is it like the size of your palm kind of thing? Like, is it the size of your palm,
Yes,
or is it
I would say so. The size, yes,
that big?
yeah.
Do they do okay with handling? Can you hold them at all?
They are okay with it, but they don't like it really much. So you can't take them like leopard geckos or something. They are really much. I
Oh, do you know this person?
I don't think so, but I'm not good with names. I'm more
Yeah.
good with faces. So it's
Hi
possible
from Switzerland.
that I know this person. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because you do a lot of shows, right? So can we
Yes.
touch on that? What was the last show you did, and how often do they do reptile shows in Switzerland
So
or
the
in that
last,
area?
yes, the last show was here in Switzerland in Zurich. There was the Terra Expo Oberglatt. It's the name, and this show is I think 5 or 6 times per year. It's really
Wow.
much.
Okay, that's a lot. Yeah.
Yes, and the last big show was the Ham show that I were.
And that's still in Germany?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to test something really quick, Sophie. I'm going to put you on screen here. Can you just say testing 1, 2, 3?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Do you hear yourself echo?
No.
Okay, chat. Let me know if Sophie is echoing or if I'm echoing. Sometimes it causes an echo, sometimes it doesn't. But this is Sophie's page, so you can go follow her. Geckos by Sophie on Instagram. Here's the earless monitor. We'll talk a little bit about this later, but we'll definitely touch on some leopard gecko stuff at first, since that's kind of my primary thing that I'm known for. But Sophie has a lot of really cool geckos that we can show and talk about if we have time. But let's start with leopard geckos a little bit, since this is kind of a primarily leopard gecko channel and following that we have. We all love reptiles here in this following, and I love reptiles to
I
death
hope
as
so,
well.
yes.
Yeah, but leopard geckos, I don't know what it is, Sophie. Leopard geckos has my heart. Like, if somebody told me right now you have to choose only one reptile to work with forever, it would be leopard geckos. So I don't want to put you on the spot and ask you the same question, but why are leopard geckos so important for you? Why do you breed leopard geckos?
To my story with my ex-boyfriend, and after we broke up, I have to decide it between the croc skink project or my heart reptiles. So I had a few leopard geckos and hognose snakes, and these animals were my heart, and the croc skinks were my project I made. So I have to decide which one I take, and I took the leopard geckos and the hognose snake. So yes, they catch my heart, and most of my reptiles are leopard geckos, so I really love them.
Now, I have to ask this question about hognoses really quickly.
Yes.
Are the babies difficult to get eating food?
Not that much if you took a few facts. So if you're going to take a small box, for example, to took the babies inside, not too big, because then they will not eat. For example.
Okay. And do you feed them pinkies to start?
Yes.
Pinky mice that are
Mini.
live or frozen?
Frozen. It's not allowed in Switzerland to feed live.
Okay, there was a couple questions from the chat about Switzerland. Is it hard to import reptiles into Switzerland? Like maybe get them shipped there? Is it hard to import reptiles into Switzerland?
So no, I'm back.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. I think for other people it's hard to import reptiles. I'm doing this since 8 years, so I have my own experience with the import-export.
Okay.
And I'm always telling people they can come to me and ask me if I can take reptiles to Switzerland. I'm doing CETAs and non-CETAs animals, and I'm working with the veterinary offices and our big government offices. So for me, it's not hard. Sometimes I have to discuss with all the governments, but I'm always getting what I want in this import.
Do they have bans on certain mutations like lemon frost, enigma, spider, ball python, champagne ball python? Are there bans on certain morphs that you can't sell or keep?
So it's really, also we have a new rule for the reptile shows, and there is clearly the enigma gene. We don't, we can't breed them and we can't sell them. But I think in the next years they will get like lemon frosts or and also scaleless is not allowed.
Oh, okay. At the just the ham show or other shows as well?
Here in Switzerland.
Oh, just in general.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So yeah, those are a couple live questions from the chat. We were talking a little bit about leopard geckos. So you chose leopard geckos and hognoses. I asked if hognoses were hard to get eating. My second question about hognoses was, do they musk on you? I don't know if you know that word, but like musk or poo or pee on you a lot, either as babies or adults?
No.
Okay.
I never had that with hognose. I have other snakes that will poo on myself, but not my hognose.
Okay,
But,
that's good to know.
Yes, but I have to say I have a really special hognose, so I don't know.
She'll be back. Don't worry.
Yes, I'm waiting.
I think, yeah, we got you. Okay, you're back.
Okay.
Hognoses. You have special hognoses, you said.
Yes, and her name is Pissy because
Okay.
she is a little bit angry. And she always meet me out of the tank with her open mouth.
Let me see if I can find her. Is she on your Instagram?
I think I have her on the reel.
On a reel, okay.
Yes.
But this is you at a show here. Is this the ham show?
No, that is in Basel, in Switzerland.
Ah, okay. Let me ask, is this a this is a Eubla Ferris. How do you say it? Do you say it hard wiki or do you say hard wiki eye?
I say hard wiki.
Okay, yeah. I like to just say hard wiki eye just for fun. But how are the shows in general in Switzerland? Can somebody do you do reptiles full time, and can somebody do reptiles full time financially and support themselves?
I'm personally not. I'm working as a social worker, and that's all my passion and hobby with the reptile stuff. I know a person that make it as business. It's maybe you heard of him. It's the biggest reptile breeding station in Switzerland. His name is Simone from Lorica.
Oh, what's his name?
Lorica is the name of the company, and his name is Simone.
Oh, okay, okay.
He made a video with a German guy from M&S Reptiles.
How do you spell his? Is he on Instagram or?
Yes, he's on Facebook. and Instagram too, I think.
How do you spell his Instagram?
It's Lorica.
Okay, is his name like Teriastic Suisse?
Possible, yes.
So he's the biggest. Is this
Yes,
him right
this
here?
one. Yes,
He's the biggest full-time reptile breeder in Switzerland.
I would say yes.
Okay, pretty cool. That's always fun to know. So, but you do it as a hobby, and obviously you do sell animals, right? Do you ship like? Where do the vast amount of your sales come from? Do they come from shows? Do they come from America? Do they come from UK? Or kind of evenly split? Oh, sorry. Did you hear my question?
No, sorry.
No, that's okay. I was wondering, where do the vast amount of your sales come from? Oh, hold on. I'll wait. I'll wait till you get back. ACJ Reptile says, I know this isn't really important, but could I use normal white paper for a rack substrate? If you mean like printless newspaper, yes, you could do that. If you meant something else, let me know. Drop it in the comments.
Gone.
All right, we're back. Yeah, sometimes that helps if you just like straight disconnect.
Okay.
I was just answering somebody else's question, but I was curious, where do you sell most of your animals? Are they at shows or do you ship them out of country, you know, or
I would say the most is in Switzerland.
okay.
That's also my goal because I'm here in Switzerland and it's my home. So I try to get my reptiles.
Now, recently you picked up we're going to talk about your foundation, but is this recent? You picked up another ghost from Rebecca? Or is this one of your ghosts you already had? Oh no, she froze again, but that's okay. Sophie's a favorite teacher by David. Huh, what does that mean? Not sure what that means. Sophie, my favorite's teacher by David. Not sure what you mean by that. Oh yeah, we're getting some foreign support in here right now. That's awesome. Yeah, you do gotta love technology. It'll be okay. It's always a little tougher when you're, interviewing people from other countries in general. I got the best connection that I can have right now, and I know she's got a good connection too. So we will figure it out. But in this post that I was going to ask her about, she says, one of my biggest dreams came true. I've met the mother of the ghost genetics in person, and I got 3 awesome males from her, which is Dragoon Gecko, who we did an interview with as well. So you could check that out on our YouTube channel. But so we'll ask Sophie about her relationship with Dragoon here too.
Ah, I'm
Sophie,
back.
yeah, we got you back. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. We will get it done no matter what. So
I'm
we will see
sorry.
you later, Lisa. Oh, that's no problem. It's not your fault. Sophie has some gorgeous geckos.
Thank you.
Um, is this wait, the language in Switzerland, is that Swedish? Is
Sorry?
this Swedish? Is this Swedish or
In Switzerland?
yeah, I'm
No,
sorry.
no.
I'm terrible with geography. My wife makes fun of me all the time because I just get things wrong. But the people in Switzerland, what language do they speak? Is it just German then, or
It's Swiss German.
Swiss German? Okay,
Yes.
awesome.
It's a dialect. So it's not
Okay.
a language for its own. It's a little bit special.
Yeah, Nikita. I don't know if you know Nikita, but my uncle have Osno and geckos. I don't know if that was that dialect, but it looked a little bit off English wise. But we were talking about your. Did you meet Rebecca for the first time
Yes,
recently? Was
yes.
that at a show or in person?
It was in person at my own home. So here with my reptiles. It was
Wow,
a
so
big
she made it.
honor.
Okay, so let's just jump right into it. Let's talk about Ghost a little bit. Oh no, she's freezing again, but that's okay. Just hang tight. You'll be all right.
Back.
Yeah, you're back. Let's talk about the Ghost gene. I would say in America, not too many people talk about Ghost because maybe it kind of got buried a little bit. But one of the things that I really appreciate about your channel is you talk about and you work with Ghost a lot. So can you tell us what Ghost is and certain projects that you have, and your goal with those projects with Ghost?
Okay, yes. So I would say 80% of my leopard geckos are ghost genetics. So I try to get each morph combination with the ghost gene. So it's a big goal. And the ghost gene has some characteristics.
Yeah, she's okay. When she freezes, we'll just show pictures. When you freeze, I'm just going to be showing pictures, so don't worry at all. People will be
Oh, okay.
entertained. Yeah.
So I was
But yeah, you froze at Ghost, the last Ghost statement.
okay. Yes, I was talking about the picture because some characteristics of the ghost gene is the green shade of the whole body or the whole green pattern. So this one.
I think this is Albie Snow. For test breeding, I've got males from Albie Snow Ghost Project. I'm really excited for this. Oh, is this an Albie Snow Ghost? Oh, okay. So let's see if we can find regular Ghost here. This might be regular Ghost. And you can see some more of that green that she's talking about.
Yes, that's the
So
green shade.
this is kind of the green shade. And that's what Rebecca was telling us. So I know in the past I've seen some really excellent Black Knight ghosts from you, and it gives them this really interesting look. So this is your Ghostbuster line then, right? Ghost and Black Knight, is it?
Yes.
Okay, so Ghostbuster is Ghost times pure Black Knight. And I've seen that like this, the expression of that can wind up showing some really interesting hues of color in the gecko that you normally don't see. And so green is one of those colorations, right?
Yes, and the big characteristic of the ghost is the contrast color change that they can make within few seconds.
Ooh, okay.
So you can look on the side left, there are two pictures.
Oh, right.
And yes, and that's the same animal within a few seconds.
Ah, so kind of like a chameleon, they're changing colors a little bit.
Dark and light.
Yeah, so the kind of like a chameleon, they can change colors a little bit.
A little
Bright
bit,
or
yes.
dark, and
From light to dark.
yeah, this is definitely light right here. Thanks for your patience with us.
Yes, things with the internet.
I know. So okay, I think here's another one too, right? This is Crazy
Yes.
Boy with crazy eye and green color. Yeah, you can really see that like that expression of color is not normal in a Black Knight. So
I would
the
say,
Ghostbuster, yeah, the Ghostbuster Black Knights are definitely different than a normal Black Knight, right?
yes, it's an army green, I'm always saying. So
Army
Ghostbusters is
green.
the army green and the ghost gene is the normal green.
Okay. So you're breeding it into Black Knight. Are you breeding Ghost into anything else, like Emerines or clowns? Like I don't know if you guys have clowns over there. If you know what I mean by what a clown leopard gecko is.
I know what you mean, but I did not find any good quality here of
Gotcha.
clowns. Or maybe there are some people outside I don't know yet, and they have really good clowns, but I did not found any.
Okay.
So for the moment,
Ooh,
it's not. Yes,
this is really nice.
that's my first ghost radar from this year.
Okay, so this is Eclipse, Tremper Albino,
No,
Ghost.
it's Bell Albino.
Oh, it's Bell. Oh, radar. Okay, so Bell. Do you find that there's a big difference between Bell and Tremper as far as color wise? In
Also, the eyes are really different.
So from what I know, Bell tends to have redder eyes and a little bit brighter or lighter coloration. Is that typically what you experience as well? There's a hognose right there. Yeah, so the Bell, is that like has more like lighter red eyes and like lighter, brighter pigmentation compared to Tremper?
I would say yes.
And what about size-wise? Are Bells a little bit smaller than Trempers or Rainwaters, or are they pretty much the same size?
So my animals are really big. I don't know. So many people ask me why my animals that big.
It's
And
the air.
yes, I can't say that Bell is smaller than other albino lions. So they are
So
really good
what you're
here.
saying is if we want really big geckos, we have to ship them to you in Switzerland. You'll work your magic and ship them back to us, and they'll be big.
Maybe yes. So I had adult leopard geckos with 5-6 years,
Mm-hmm.
and they were really small, and I got them, and a half year later they had 2-3 centimeters more. So they got not fat
Wow.
but big. So
Yeah.
this size, not this.
So the air you're breathing up there is good. Here's a crocodile skink for anybody who missed it earlier. This is kind of one of the projects that Sophie was into. This one looks really interesting. It's kind of like red colored. Oh, it's the brown eye. Yeah, the color of the skin looks a little bit like more red in color than normal. You know how like normally the red eye croc skinks, they're like all black almost, or
Yes,
at least
they
here
are
they're all
almost
black.
like yes,
Okay, so this one has a little bit more of like a brownish reddish color.
yes,
Oh, that's really nice. And you can see
and
some of the
and
other, yeah.
yes, there's Riper geckos and the brown eye croc skinks. I think they look more like a dragon, and
Mm,
the red eye croc skinks looks more like a crocodile, in my
that's
opinion.
true. I've never seen brown eye. I don't think I've seen brown eyes over here. Maybe I just missed it because I'm not looking. But I would like to get into crocodile skinks one day. What is this little critter here?
That's
Nephorus.
the furrows.
Nephorus. Oh, this is the knobtail gecko?
Yes, one of them. It's the reelery.
How do you like knobtails? I've been thinking of possibly getting into them in the future. What's your viewpoint on them?
My first point was a few years ago. I thought they were really ugly, and sometime later, I love the big eyes, and I thought they are really sweet. And I love the fact that they are from Australia.
Okay. Yeah, I might get into those one day. I find them pretty interesting. Oh, look, you got a little viper gecko. I'm gonna call it a helmet gecko, but I know it's not. I think there's like helmet chameleons. Have you ever seen those? Or maybe helmet geckos I've seen on Tiki's Geckos channel, but they're pretty interesting looking.
Yes, I think I saw them. Yeah.
Okay, so we before I talked. Oh, look at this. Look at that.
Yes,
That's
that's an
an
albino.
albino. Wow.
They
Okay,
are really
what
rare.
are these just white rocks that you order from online? Because your pictures look really good.
Thank you.
Um, do you use these white rocks at shows as well?
Yes,
Uh,
for the boxes I have.
yeah, for the boxes. I was thinking about doing that. but I wasn't sure how well it would work if like when the animals poo and stuff like that, if it creates a bigger mess than using like other material. But
Yes, it's a big mess, but after the show, you can put all stones together and put it on the hot water, and then all the poop goes away.
that makes sense. So this is a Ghostbuster female.
Yes,
So
full black.
she's more on the blacker side rather than the different color side, right? Which will happen
Yeah.
sometimes. Coleonyx, we have these out here in Arizona, where I'm from in the Western United States. So I have some, from a while
They are
back that
cool. Yes.
they are really cool. Sorry, I'm just tripping out on your page right now, but it's
I
good
think that's
advertising showing
okay.
these animals. Look how red this animal is. This is really red.
Yes, they are from Ricardo Suarez, Deadline Geckos. He's a really good one for Nephrus. So
So
if you are the
wow, look at that. Look at that tail. The bottom of the tail is like pure white. And that is just a red animal right there. Really cool red. Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead. You were saying he breeds for red color. She'll be back. What is this? This is another Coleonyx?
I'm back.
Oh, yeah, you're back. So is this Coleonyx? My animals and I have some intense days. Now we're back and creating Geckos by Sophie. Kind of looks like a Coleonyx. Oh, gotcha back.
Yes.
So he breeds for red coloration, you're saying? That's like a line bred trait?
Yes, and he made the striped ones. So striped
wow.
Nephrus Levis.
Wow, that's a hard wiki?
Yeah.
That looks darker and more orange than normal hard wikis I've seen.
Yes, I read that there are a new species of the hard wiki.
What?
So I don't know exactly, but I always saying this looks different than other hard wikis. So
For sure.
I'm not sure if they are maybe the new species they found a few months ago.
What do you know about the Saptura leopard gecko? Have you heard of that coming into
Yes,
the pet trade? What
yes, I
is that?
saw
Is
them.
that interbreedable?
I don't know. I can't say any of them.
Okay.
I only saw them and I found it interesting, but it's not something for myself. So maybe someday I will catch them for my poor Eublepharis species, but not for breeding projects.
Okay. Yeah. And here's another. So this is a white and yellow ghost. So let's talk about this a little bit. When you get back. Oh, you're back.
Yes.
Let's talk about this a little bit. I kind of briefly talked about it with Rebecca. She says there's a difference between white and yellow and ghost. Oh no, we lost her again. But we're gonna talk about white and yellow and ghost. This is a white and yellow ghost buster. So I need to ask her what the ghost buster is. Maybe ghost is just a short form of Ghostbuster. But it does have a little bit different of a color hue and does allow for more green pigmentation to pop through. Gonna grab some water while she's coming in. Oh, you guys could probably hear that, huh? Okay. But what do you guys think so far of the stream with Sophie? I know it's a little choppy and whatnot, but she's a very interesting breeder to speak with, and she's one of the main producers of Ghost and Black Knight Ghost and white and yellow Ghost and things that we normally don't see in the American market. So it's really interesting to be able to get to talk to her. And as you can see, she has a lot of animals and she has access to a lot of animals at the ham show. That's like the mega place of finding interesting reptiles. So it's awesome that she has access to that.
I think I'm back.
Yes. How far is Ham from you? Do you drive there or? How? Oh, can you hear me? How far is Ham from you? Can you drive there or?
It's about 7 hours to 8.
And Ham is still like the center point for like Europe as far as like finding really cool species and really cool morphs of animals and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
That would be awesome. What is
That's
this? Is this?
Houten. That's the Houten show in Netherlands.
Oh, Netherlands. I don't know why, but a lot of interesting animals come out of the Netherlands as well. I guess it's just the way that the pet trade is set up, but a lot of people in the Netherlands have very interesting animals.
Yes.
And here's some of your hognoses. Okay, before we move on to hognoses, okay, let's show a couple more ghosts here. So is ghost short for ghost buster, or what is a ghost buster compared to ghost?
No, the ghost is the officially ghost gene, and the Ghostbuster is my own breeding line. It's a line breed with Ghost and Black Knight. So I gave them my own name with Ghostbuster because I love the name.
It's a good name. So Ghostbuster means Black Knight Ghost.
Yes, but only from my line, not.
Your line. Gotcha.
Yes, and you can get a certificate for my animals. So if anyone breeds a Black Knight with a ghost, it's not automatically a ghost.
Right. That makes sense. Certificates are cool. Maybe we should start doing certificates. What do you think, chat, for like some of the higher end animals that we sell? Yeah, I think we got you, Sophie. We got you. So you give certificates with purchases.
Yes.
That's awesome. So hopefully we'll be able to. Okay, so Ghost. I was just gonna say, hopefully we'll be able to import some ghosts and stuff from you guys one day in the future. But do you ship to America? Do you have American clients you work with and Canadian or whatever?
Yes, I had some from US that already have some ghost, and one person has the first Ghostbuster in the US, and also, or two persons know, two persons has the Ghostbuster gene, or the line breed from myself, and also from England or other countries with the ghost.
So it's still very new. It's a very new kind of combination line for us to be working with in leopard geckos.
Yes, I would not say new. I would say it's a old new because the ghost. Yes, because the ghost gene is really old. They are from 2000 and 2005. So the ghost gene is really old.
Yeah. So this is a white and yellow Black Knight ghost. So this is a white and yellow Black Knight ghost, right? White and yellow Ghostbuster.
I think, yes. Later, I would say it's not a white and yellow anymore, but sometimes it's really hard to get the white and yellow gene.
Right, right. Comparing white and yellow and ghost, I was talking to Rebecca about it. She says that the ghost allows for a lot more greens to pop through in coloration compared to just white and yellow, which brightens the overall tones. Here's those earless monitors we'll talk about. These are pretty cool. I don't see a lot of these in America. Borneensis, the Borneo Tobwaron monitor. Pretty cool. All right, so the first ghosts have officially hit America. We have to find out. I mean, the first Ghostbusters have officially hit America. We need to find out who has those. These are always pretty cool animals. Viper boas. Where do you find deli cups for shipping and incubation? So you can, so AC, oh, whoops, where did it go? ACJ Reptiles, where do you find your deli cups for shipping and incubation? This is the place, I'm going to write it in the chat, webstore.com. I'm going to drop it in the chat. I don't know if that link is exact, but if you search that on Google, you'll find it. All right, Sophie, we got you back for
That's
now.
a little bit shit with that internet.
Yeah, I know. I've never had a live stream where it cut out this much, so I'm not sure if it's just bad connection for some reason, but I apologize. Thank you for your patience with us. Yeah, somebody was just asking me a question about the deli cups. So I go to webstore.com. You could get your deli cups there, and you could punch your own holes in it, or you can buy deli cups from reptile shipping companies, but it's going to be a little bit more expensive and whatnot. So you have both those routes to go. Ghost versus white and yellow. So you work with both ghost and white and yellow, right?
Not that much. I try to get the white and yellow gene out, but it's really hard in Europe. So many leopard geckos have the white and yellow gene hidden, or later you found out that they are white and yellow also.
Gotcha.
So I try to get the white and yellow out, or get the white and yellow only in a few animals, so that it's not in each animal hidden or something.
So this is interesting here. This is
Yes.
is this Eclipse Black Knight Ghost?
That's from my Gem Snow Ghostbuster line. So
Gem Snow. Okay.
yes, I think this one is a Gem Snow Ghostbuster Eclipse.
Blizzy Bold Leo said, "What kind of sorcery is this?" You're doing cool things with the geckos. Yeah, so you can see a lot of those tones coming through that are very unique, very interesting.
And this animal was almost green. So the whole body was green.
Wow, I think the ghost gene, I think that's going to be an interesting gene to work with in the future. So you said you sold the first couple Ghostbusters to Americans recently?
Yes.
Can you say who they are? No, you don't have to. I don't want to.
I have to ask them if I can.
I'll find out who they are eventually. They'll start posting some pictures or something, and I'll be able to see. So you're also a soda distributor. Look at that.
Yes, I made that for my Geckos by Sophie fans. So for reptile shows, you can catch a energy drink.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, when you become like a bigger name breeder, it is fun to start making merchandise and stuff, and people really enjoy that. So your Black Knight line, that comes from Fairy. Is that his name? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes.
Are you pretty good friends with Fairy?
I don't know if he know me. I'm always walking through his line and say hi, but I don't know if he knows Geckos by Sophie.
He's still selling animals then, huh?
Yes.
He's still working it out. Look at Sophie teaching the kids.
Yes.
Is Fairy still good friends with Echo Geckos? Do you see Jay from Echo Geckos?
I don't know. I know Echo Geckos only from writing.
Oh, gotcha.
So
yeah, I think he's in the UK. Echo Geckos.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, I was just wondering because I don't know if like a lot of the breeders over there know each other or interact with each other, and whatnot. But those are just a couple of the breeders that I know from your neck of the woods.
I would say, as my person, I have really many people all over the world I'm in contact with. So also from Asia or US or UK or Russia or all over the world.
Yeah.
And we're always talking about the passion for reptiles or leopard gecko genetics, or yes, it's really
Now, do
cool.
you ship to Asia a lot, or maybe used to in the past?
No, never.
Oh, never. Okay. Oh, so you just have
Never.
friends from there.
Yes, I have friends there, and we talking, and I teach them sometimes how to make terrariums or tanks. So I try to get the keeping in Asia a little bit high quality.
Okay, yeah, we'll touch on that right now after I talk about this snow Ghostbuster that looks amazing. This thing looks really cool. Really interesting look. So the ghost gene can just be another variable that we throw into almost any combination to make it express a different look, to make it look different, and then start playing off of that.
Yes, and I think there are many options left to breed. So
Yeah.
because this genetic are really rare, so not much people worked with them, and they almost got an instinct, like Rebecca said in the last video. I think there are many options to get into breeding. Yes.
Let me just type something out real quick.
And I think the ghost genetics can bring some really good and really new quality to the leopard gecko genetics.
Okay. I'm just we're getting some questions in the chat. I don't know why I just typed that in the chat. I could have just spoke it, but I typed we're
Yes.
getting questions in the chat. I love answering people's questions, but I want to be really conscious of Sophie's time. So on Monday nights, if you have any questions for me or how I do things or things that aren't too related to Sophie specifically, please join our live streams on Monday nights because I can spend all the time in the world to answer those questions. But right now, I want to give all the time and attention over to Sophie since we only have her for a short period of time. So I just want to make sure we utilize time with her and are respectful of that. Ghost. Okay, so you were saying that there's a lot to be done with Ghost. You know, I think leopard geckos in general, they were really popular on social media, like in the early 2000s and whatnot. And then in America, I'm going to speak from Americans' perspective. And then they kind of fell behind the scenes a little bit. People weren't making as much content about them. But I think that there's still so many new combinations that we can make for leopard geckos. And there's still so much promotion that we could do on social media to make leopard geckos great and to keep them at the forefront of people's attention spans instead of kind of getting pushed to the back burner. And so it's really awesome to see that, you know, yourself and other content creators are still really pushing for new combinations and new morphs and new mutations to be worked with in leopard geckos. And I don't know if you favor this a lot, but I'm a big fan of the subspecies. So Afghanicus, Fasciolatus, Turkmenicus, they all have a little bit of a different look to them. And I think we can incorporate those into Ghost, into Snow, into White and Yellow and Black Knight and do a lot of stuff with that. So it's good to see.
Yes, it's really different. So many people don't like this idea and other people like this idea. So I'm the person, I'm keeping the Eublepharis macularius for itself. But I have also the Montanus or the Hardwickis as subspecies as my pets, or I can breed them separately. So that's my opinion on that.
Yeah.
And also, I think we have to bring some more quality back into leopard geckos breeding.
Okay.
Leopard people love leopard geckos. So also in Switzerland, you see the face of the, like on my logo, the Black Knight face.
Yeah.
And all people say, "Oh, that's so cute," and they're smiling. And I think this will never get old. So
Yeah.
leopard geckos will always be at the reptile scene on the top 10, I would say, at the reptiles the normal people keeping at home. And I think we have to bring back the quality into this scene. So I'm
So-
trying to breed only the healthiest leopard geckos I have.
That's a really good topic. Let's touch on that topic, because like you said, there can be small geckos, runted geckos, unhealthy geckos, and if those get passed along, it just creates unhappy customers and bad experiences for people. So we definitely want healthy animals, but in addition to quality healthy animals, we could talk about quality keeping. Now, I know in the UK and Europe and Switzerland and those areas, it seems like the quality of keeping is promoted very, very highly compared to like in America. America's all about like monetization, efficiency. You know what I mean? So like simple is better in America in a lot of cases. Now, some of that is changing a little bit. There's a shift that's coming to the reptile world, and I think that's really good. But can you talk a little bit about your leopard gecko setups? Can you show us a leopard gecko setup? How you might breed them in your area, or how you might do it, that kind of thing, and give them quality setups?
Yes, so in Switzerland, we have a minimum rule of the tank size. So we have to keep them in tanks. That's the big rule. And these tanks are really big. So in my opinion, the minimum size is in Switzerland way too big for leopard geckos. But yes, it's the government, so I have to do it.
Right.
Also, sometimes it does not make any sense. So, like for the Pac-Man frogs, they are that big frogs, and we have to keep them in a 2-meter tank.
Oh my gosh!
But this frog is all his life on the same spot and waiting for his food. So in a 2-meter tank, he will get nothing on food, and he will die. So yes, it's always government and the needs of the reptiles.
Okay. Not sure. Santi, what patternless line? Oh, you want to see some patternless geckos? I'm not sure if Santi was asking. They're saying, show the patternless line. Do you have a patternless line, or do you have some patternless geckos? I'm not sure. Santi can clarify, but
yes, I have a tangerine eclipse line, and I
Okay.
have a patternless line that's head Murphy patternless. So they are not visual Murphy patternless.
Gotcha. So this is Typhoon. So that's what, rainwater albino?
Yes, that's something other. So that's my project with the ghost gene.
Okay. Typhoon is rainwater eclipse. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then
Yep.
obviously tangerine is in there, and then ghost.
Yes.
So very pretty animal. So there's a little bit of patternless for you. Not Murphy's patternless, but just general hypo or super hypo. What do you know about, there's word about hypo and super hypo being polygenetic, meaning it's line bred for less spots over time, or being dominant. There's kind of word about hypo being one or the other or both. What do you know about that?
That's a really hard question.
Yeah, it's tough, right?
Yes. So I know the difference. I know that hypo has also some spots on the back, and super hypo don't have any spots. They only have some spots on the head and on the tail, but not more than 10. I read.
Right.
So
yeah, same I read too.
I would say it's a line breed for myself, but I'm not much working with hypo or super hypo. So I won't say
even the
anything
biggest breeders in America say that they don't know for sure. But I was talking about this with Rebecca. Did you know that genetic testing for reptiles is starting to become really popular, especially in like ball pythons? But I think it will also become popular in leopard geckos, so that we can actually look into the genetic code of the animal, and that then we'll be able to tell. We'll be able to tell, is this polygenetic, meaning that it's multiple changes in the gecko's DNA that's creating this look, or is it like Mendelian genetic, where it's like creating an immediate change at one locus point. So hopefully that will come soon.
Yes, I
Rebecca's
hope.
really excited.
Yes, I'm also. We spoke also about that, and that would be a game changer in the leopard gecko scene. So you can test them for the albino lines. So you don't have to test breed your females for over 4 years to see if this female is from the bell albino or from the tramp albino. So that would make our lives really easier.
It would make a lot easier. So
Yes.
Yvette says, what's the minimum tank size requirement in Switzerland?
Yes, it's a really bit complicated. So because there's not a size I can say for all leopard geckos. So we have the rule. We have the head until tail beginning of the gecko.
Okay.
So I will say 12 centimeters, but you have to go to your gecko and size it.
Okay.
So how big from head to beginning of the tail?
Oh, from the base of the tail.
Yes.
Okay. So
And
if
then,
that's 12 centimeters, okay.
Okay, and we take 12 centimeters. And then you have to take 6, multiply. Then you have this one.
The length.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And also 6 multiplies on the back.
The width.
Yes, and the height multiplies 2.
So it's a square. That's a large area.
Yes.
Even for babies. What about babies?
Then you have to go on the back on the size and have to look how big they are.
Don't they know that a lot of babies actually do much better in smaller cages, though?
Yes. So it's a little bit the gray side. So you can put the babies in boxes until they have a special size.
Okay.
Yes. And after then you have to take them to the tank. But I will say 3 to 4 months is okay to take them in the box, and later you have to take them in the tank.
Can you show us one of your leopard gecko setups?
Yes, but there is no light, so they sleeping.
Oh, okay.
But I can show you the dark side.
Do you have professional cage builders make you those cages then?
Yes, I have to, because in Switzerland they take the size on the inside and not on the outside.
Oh gosh, they're serious with it, huh?
Yes.
Do you get inspections? Like, do you actually get inspected?
Yes, always. So they can always show up and look at your tanks and come with the meter and look.
Oh my gosh.
The sizes. Yeah.
Okay.
So I can show you.
Well, your setup looks amazing. It looks really clean, really, really great.
Thank you.
Okay, so you got some cork bark in there.
Yes, I tried.
Very natural setup. Do they have UVB? Do you use UVB?
No, I'm not using UVB.
Okay, so just heat bulb.
Yes.
Do you leave males and females together overnight for breeding, or how do you breed them?
So it's really special here because my females live together. So I have 3 to 4 females in one tank.
Okay.
And all of my males have their own tank.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I have...
real quick on that, if the 4 females are in one tank, you said the length to width size multiplied by 6. Do you have to do that for all 4 now, or can they all live in the same size tank according to the biggest gecko in that tank? You know?
So the size that I describe is for 2 animals.
Oh, for 2 animals. Okay.
Yes, and if you get a 3rd or a 4th animal, you have to go and multiply 2 with 2 on the side. So if you have a 3rd animal with 12 centimeters, you have to go on the original size plus 12 on each side.
Right. Okay, let's get a couple of these other questions here. That's really, I can definitely appreciate what the government's trying to do in giving the animals better quality of care. I'm
Yes,
not saying
sure.
that I probably wouldn't want that pressure on me, but your setups look amazing and it's working for you. Sophie, how do you supplement your leopard geckos? How much time on the week do you give them vitamins? So what do you do for vitamins and supplementation?
So I have a product from Switzerland, from a big breeder here. At the moment, he's not breeding or something since a few years, but he made some vitamin supplements, and I give them each time I'm feeding my leopard geckos. And I have another German factory that the name is Necton. And
Okay.
yes, I'm giving each time I'm feeding.
And since you don't have UVB, you use calcium with D3, correct?
Yes.
And
And
do you feed? Yeah, go ahead.
at the product from Switzerland, it's well, I have to use my translator because there are really special words in English.
Okay, yeah. I'm excited for these special words.
um,
It's cool to have a translator though. That's awesome.
yes. So it's balanced. So you
Balance.
can't get an overdose of the day free.
D3. Okay.
Yes. And with the Necton, it could happen. So I'm not always giving the free with the supplement.
Okay.
So the Switzerland product is really easy. So you can make it over the insects and each time you're feeding and good is.
And do you feed crickets, locusts, mealworms, roaches? What do you feed?
All of them. So I'm
Okay.
saying it's the variety of
Variety, yeah.
insects. Yes. So like humans, if we always eating fast food or we always eating salad, it's also not healthy. And I
True.
think it's also not healthy for the reptiles. So they have basic food are mealworms. They always getting mealworms, especially my females in the breeding season. And they will get all 1 or 2 weeks crickets or other insects. I know the words of English, but you said a few of them.
Yeah, roaches, hornworms. Now
Yes.
you guys have the black crickets over there, right? Not the
Yes, the
brown
black one.
ones. You have the
Yes.
black ones. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that. I grew up in New Jersey, which is on the east coast of the United States, and they have those black. They're like thicker, almost like more bulky crickets compared to like the brown ones that are on the
Yeah.
west coast here. So,
But we also have 3 different cricket species.
oh, nice. Okay, well that's really fun, like you said, to do the variety of food, especially if you're pet keeping. That's really fun to feed your animals different things.
Yes, because we
So
have so much different here.
yeah, and do you gut load as well then, like, or do you just
Yeah.
rely on your supplier to gut load?
No, I'm feed them with some really good quality carrots and salads. And I also getting some insect food from Necton, I'm saying.
Gotcha.
Yes, I'm trying to get the best quality for the insects, that
Mhm.
the insects got the best quality for my reptiles.
Yeah, that makes sense. It passes on. Um, per female every year, how many eggs would you say that you get per female? And do you experience sometimes infertile eggs or embryos that don't make it through the process, you know?
Yes, so I think for a female with 2, 3, 4 years old, they can lay 5 to 6
Clutches.
clutches. Yes,
Yeah. So
in a
that's
year.
10 to 12 eggs on
Yes,
average.
yes, that's so the standard of if everything's good and the females are healthy and they have enough food, then they can make that easy. Yes.
Okay. And then
Um,
does every egg make it, or do you get some eggs that are infertile or where the embryos pass away through the process sometimes, you know?
yes, that can always happen. So especially with the younger females, or if you took younger males, it's also possible that it happens more often than if you
Hmm.
use breeders that
Older
are a
males.
little bit older.
Okay. So Yvette asks, in your setup, do the females ever get aggressive with each other while cohabitating?
Yes, they can get really angry, but I think it's my I have to look first. It's my responsibility to talk the groups that they work. And if I see that a female is aggressive, I have so many tanks and so many spaces I can put them and wait and try other combinations of my other females in the group until I got a group that's working.
Yeah,
So I'm not
perfect.
saying because this female group stay together their whole life. So that's not possible. That's not
Right.
going.
I
You
do
have
the
to
same
be
thing. I have a lot of groups that I keep here, like a decent amount of groups, and I usually keep them in groups of 3 or 4 girls. Some groups are okay, where there's only a little bit of nipping going on. It's not too bad. But other groups, you can really see like one girl hurting the other girls. And so I'll
Mhm.
remove the aggressive girl and like I'll put her in timeout. She'll be on her own for a little bit, and then I'll try her in other groups and see if
Yeah.
she's still a troublemaker or not. And if she's a continual troublemaker, I might just keep her by herself and just breed her by
Yeah.
herself. But most of the girls settle into being okay with each other if you just find the right groups for geckos.
Yes, and also in my experience after 8 years, I can say if the tank is too big, they will
Mhm.
get their own spots in the tank, and then they will be
Oh,
much more aggressive.
interesting.
So, so many people say bigger is better, but I would say for leopard gecko, it's not bigger that is better. So you
They get
have to look,
defensive.
yes, because they get their own spots and nobody
Mm.
can go into that spot, and they get really aggressive then.
Guys, if you haven't yet, let's drop a like on this video to give Sophie some props, because
Yeah.
that's some information that I have never heard before, but it makes a lot of sense. Because leopard geckos are typically individualistic by nature in the wild. So like they'll be trying to mark their own territories.
Yeah.
Sometimes you will see them together. You know what I mean? But maybe that could be geckos that maybe have always lived together, or whatever the case is. They're just they live in the same area with other geckos, so they're used to sharing. But like you said, if you get, most reptiles are a little bit defensive of their territory because reptiles are individualistic, and that makes more sense that if they develop their own area that they're marking and scenting, especially males. You see males are always dragging their butts and marking and scenting their area. If they develop an area that they feel like is theirs, they're going to try to defend it. That's information that I've never heard that perspective before, but it makes a lot of sense. And yeah, that's really fun that we got to hear it on this podcast. So thank you
Yes.
for
So
sharing
I
that.
have to say it's my opinion, it's my experience. So each person can make his own experience on that and test it. So I've tested for many years, and I saw that they can get this own spots and what I tell. Yes, but each person has to make their own experience with that.
Right. And that's very true. Like what works for somebody in their operation might not
Yes.
work for you in your operation. So I'm always telling people, gather multiple sources of information, experiment with what is working best in your setup and what you're comfortable with, and then go with that, because not everybody's going to be comfortable seeing a little bit of nipping on their females. So maybe group breeding's not for you. Just individual breed them.
Yeah.
Like in America, we normally keep one female leopard gecko in like a 12-quart tub. And you can have many of those on a wall. So like that's a very popular method for people, and you could just breed them individually like that if you want. But so Yvette says the groups that you keep, are they related necessarily? I think she means biologically, like are they siblings? But also she might mean, are they related genetically? So like all tangerines in one group, all ghosts in another group, so biologically and genetically, how do you break down your groups?
So it's really different because I have my females in the tanks. It's really important that I have an eye on that, because when they lay eggs, it's possible that two females lay on the same time eggs, and I can't see if this eggs from this female or this eggs from this female. So that can always happen.
Right.
Because of that, I try that I not mix things up like the snow lines or snow genes, that I'm not taking Max Snow with Gem Snow or Tug Snow or Albi Snow. So I took a group with Max Snow, I took a group with Gem Snow and Tug Snow and Albi Snow, also with the albino lines. And everything else depends on the behavior on the females.
Now, you've been doing this a long time. I want to see if you have an opinion on this. Tug Snow and Gem Snow, are they the same?
No.
Okay. Well, because some people in America argue that they are, some people argue that they're not. But there's also a theory out there that if you, I'm trying to put my fingers where I can see the blackness on the screen. Okay. If you breed Max Snow to a Tug Snow, will you create a Super Snow? Or can you create a Super Snow by breeding Max Snow to Tug Snow?
I would say not.
Can you create a Super Snow by breeding Max Snow to Gem Snow?
I would also say not.
Have you tried that before in the past or anything like that? Or heard of people trying it?
No, I did not. I don't want to mess things up at the moment, because I try to get all of my animals clear with the genetic. I don't want any pos head or something. So I'm really focused on that. And I think it depends on the line. So I know they are, for example, 2 or 3 Tug Snow lines, and they all look different. And maybe, in my opinion, I would say maybe they are also different genetics or different behavior. So if you get the super form or not.
Interesting. Okay.
Maybe that's possible. In my case, I have the Tug Snow line from England, from Cambridge Geckos, and I think these are the most whitest one, and I really, really like them. And I bred this year Tug Snow with Tug Snow, and I got 50-50. I got 50% wild type, and I got 50% Tug Snow.
Okay, so that shows that it's just dominant. It's not incomplete dominant for the most part.
Yes, I thought there will be 100% Tug Snow, because Tug Snow and Tug Snow.
Right.
I got only 50% Tug Snow.
Yeah, that's such a weird feature. I need to ask a biologist one day how that works genetically, because it's confusing to me. Same with white and yellow, right? There's no super white and yellow. So technically, if you breed a white and yellow to a white and yellow, you're not going to produce super white and yellows. I'm always curious how that works genetically. Like, why is it not possible to have 2 white and yellow genes sitting on opposite ends of the DNA, but that'll be a conversation for a biologist one day.
Yes, I would say to white and yellow, I'm convinced that white and yellow has quality steps. So if you have a high quality white and yellow and a high quality white and yellow, you will get most of the hatchlings high quality, but you also get low quality of white and yellows. It's almost
Mm,
like Black Knight. So if
yeah,
you bred a full black with a full black, you can also have a bright one from the full
right.
black. So I think it's a little bit about quality, because I saw in my white and yellow lines, even if I bred the most beautiful white and yellow with a non-white and yellow, they are sometimes geckos, I can't see that they are white and yellow. So I would say no. But
Right.
later, with test breeding, I saw, okay, this animal has the gene white and yellow.
Ah.
So
So do you
in my
think
opinion, yes.
white and yellow could be incomplete dominant, meaning it has a super form? It's just we don't recognize it sometimes because it's expressing really lowly in some animals. Yeah, we don't
It's
know, right?
all,
Genetic testing. That was Rebecca's favorite answer too. She was like, genetic testing will tell. She's really looking
yes.
forward to the genetic testing. She's like super excited about that.
It's also the same with the ghost gene. So
True.
I'm not really sure if it's dominant. So in the books they said at the beginning it's co-dominant, so there is a super form, but
Mm-hmm.
it's impossible to see a super form on the ghost. So
Mm.
I can't prove that. But on the other side, I will not say they are dominant, because I have the same reaction like white and yellow or black knight. If I breed a really high quality ghost with a really high quality ghost, I can also get non-ghost.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
the,
No, that makes
the
sense.
genetic test will be really, really awesome.
That will be good. Um, so just kind of touching on the cohabbing thing in conclusion, do your gecko, how long do you keep the males with the group of females? You know?
I'm taking other side. So my males have their own terrarium tanks.
Mhm.
So I will put the females to the males.
Oh,
And
individually, one by one, or
yes,
all
one by
four
one.
of them? Do all four of them go to live with the male for like a certain period of time, or no?
Not no. If I have one female with one male,
Yeah.
I put the female on the male tank and
Okay.
leave them for maximum 1 week. And then I will put the
Okay.
female out and will put the next female in after some weeks. So the male get a little bit of rest and can feed and everything. And then the next female goes inside. If I want to breed him with many females or other females.
Now, have you ever experienced, because the male lives on his own, he's kind of like marking his territory. Does he ever get aggressive to the females coming in, or have you ever seen that like be an issue with
Um,
leaving them?
I would say they will get aggressive towards me. um, I
Yeah.
have my favorite, my big boy. So he is really, really dominant.
Mm.
I can't put my hands inside because it's all the tank is all of him. I have to put him out to make to clean the tank and everything. But with females, they are really cute, sweet.
Yeah, they are sweet. Yeah. Have you ever had a male gecko try to breed with your hand? Because like you have the
Yes.
female scent on there. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I had that happen to me one time while I was shooting a video, and it startled me a little bit. So I kind of like shook my hand, and the gecko only fell like a few inches to the table below me. But in the
Yeah.
video that showed, and people were all calling me like a scaredy cat and all that kind of stuff. So it was funny. But it's a little scary when an animal tries to bite you. You no matter what, even if it doesn't hurt, you kind of have a reaction sometimes or a response.
Yes. And I also have to say that leopard geckos can bite really, really hard.
They
So
can if they want. Yeah.
yes. So I had a male, or I have him already. I have a male that bit me really angry. So I don't know why. I had fresh gloves and
Mm.
I washed my hands, and it's not about a female or something. And I cleaned his tank, and he got from the wood, from the left corner. I was here and he was here, and he got me right into my thumb.
Oh my gosh.
And and he made the crocodile roll and did not leave my flesh,
Yeah.
my flesh. So
So
it
he
was
ripped
really
you up.
hard.
Yeah.
Yes, I never had that in 8 years. So it was really scary for me
Yeah.
because I never thought that they can bite this hard. And
And
he was really, really aggressive. It was not a feeding bite or a pairing bite. It was an aggressive bite.
right. And I think aggressive bites normally happen when they smell the pheromones of other geckos in the room and breeding season. Like, because I had a
Yes.
really sweet male leopard gecko that I bought as an adult. He was super sweet, like the nicest of all my geckos. But as I added more males to my collection in that room and more females in that room, I think he started to sense that, hey, there's other
Yes.
animals here. And he became extremely aggressive to me, the most aggressive male that I've ever had since. And so
Mm.
I just because I don't want people to get scared to think that leopard geckos are an aggressive species. They are not an aggressive species. It's just in some situations, rare situations, like Sophie said, it was a rare situation. Certain
Yeah.
males or females can become extremely territorial or aggressive, and it's usually around breeder situations. So if you're not breeding and you have a pet leopard gecko, that thing will probably never be aggressive to you, like ever, you know? Never say
Yes,
never, but
and I'm always in that situation. It was a new teaching for me that I have to respect my reptiles and my animals. So it was like a wake up to me. So hey, I can bite you and I can bite really hard. So you have respect. I think that's
yeah,
the most important to teach uh, about reptiles or animals, that we have respect for them and
yeah,
their territoriums and their space.
yeah. And they're a lot more complex than we give them credit for. Sometimes we think they're just like low base animals with like minimal
Yes.
IQ, but they can problem solve. They can relationship build. I believe, you know, to a certain degree. And yeah, they deserve a little bit more credit than we give them sometimes. Slack asked, how do you house your babies? Do you house like clutch mates together for a certain period of time and then separate them, or how does that go for you?
I made good experience with clutch mates, or I'm looking at the same size.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they are really, really small babies or really, really big babies.
Yeah, true.
So I won't house them together. So I'm always looking that they have the same size, and then I keep them as long as it's okay. So I think it's really depend on the evolution of the gecko itself, because many of them growing much faster and others much slower.
Mm,
So I'm always looking that they have the same size, and I will say about 10 centimeters I will take them separate, so
okay.
they each got their own space.
And you raise them in twos then, or do you raise them
Only,
in two at a
at
time? You raise or
yes, at the beginning, two at the same size, and when they got bigger, I will say a month, maybe 1.5, I will
okay,
separate them, and
okay.
each gecko has their own space then.
Yeah, that's my preferred method as well. Exactly what you said. Because sometimes clutch mates are born bigger or smaller, and it's not good to have them together. So, like finding geckos that are the same size. And I prefer only two at a time and then separating them,
Yes.
like you said, like a couple months later when they're bigger before they sexually mature. Um, because I have tried 3, 4, I've tried all the way up to 10 babies together in like a big tub, you know. Um,
Mhm.
they tend to all hang out in the same area, and that creates a little bit of nipping. They get a little bitey with each other, and that's not good for selling them. They're going to drop their tails, and ultimately it's not good just in general. They become more anxious creatures. But in twos, they always like cuddle up with each other. I never have any problems with them in twos. So exactly what you
Yes.
said, I've had good experiences as well.
Yes, but you have to observe them really good. So if you see that one animal is getting slower or not eating or any other problems, I will separate them because then it's not working.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have noticed that with myself. Sometimes one sibling takes the dominance in that tub and grows faster, eats more, whatever the case is. And
Yes.
and the next week, like when I come back to cleaning the next week, it's like dramatically bigger than the other gecko. And I'm like, okay, now I gotta separate these two because it's at the point where the little one's not catching up. So it's just, you know.
So I think I can show you the earless monitors if you want.
Yes, I was just gonna ask for that. Can you please?
Yes, sure.
All
One
right,
moment.
guys. Let's hit that thumbs up button because we're going to get to see a monitor species that we almost never get to see. I've never actually seen one in person. I've never seen one on a live stream, like me personally. So if you're just tuning in, get ready because we're gonna see a cool monitor species that I look forward to working with one day, and we're gonna ask and talk to Sophie about it a little bit here. And Slack, yeah, if you got some questions that I'm not able to get to, please message me privately. Wow, that thing is beautiful.
My
Okay,
face.
hold on. I'm gonna put just you. Hold on here. I know there's a way for me to do this. Let me hide my.
Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Maybe you can go back.
Were you not able to hear me, or were you able to
No,
hear me? Oh, you
no,
couldn't hear me?
no.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But did you see him?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me. I was trying to get it so that I can show just you for the most part. And for some reason, I guess it mutes me while
Oh, okay.
when I hide myself. So let me hold on. There's got to be a way here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes. Now
Okay,
it's
perfect.
working.
Yes. So
Okay.
now we got you full screen. Oh, look how beautiful that thing is. That is really dragon looking. Really, really dragon like. Um, can you tell us a little bit about this creature that you're holding, this mythical creature?
Yes, it's a really interesting creature because they eat earthworms. They're not
Okay.
eating any insects or something, only Canadian earthworms.
Okay.
And they also a little bit, I don't know if I say it right, but they are a little bit venomous.
Okay. Wow, I didn't
Um,
know that.
yes, when they bite, your blood will come out like nothing. So it will
Oh, wow.
not stop.
Now, is that when they bite you with any part of their teeth or only like their back teeth, like certain sections are venomous or any tooth is venomous?
I think every tooth.
Wow. Wait, are you still there? Can you bring it back by chance?
Yes, I will take another one
Oh,
because
okay.
this
The
one
screen just
there.
got clearer. It was a little blurry earlier, but the screen just got clearer. So now I think we'll be able to see it. Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely can see it a little better now. So you keep these guys in groups, I'm guessing?
I have four babies now.
Are
I
these
keep them.
adults?
No, they are babies.
They're babies. Oh, so how big does an adult get then?
They will get around 30 to 40 centimeters.
Okay. So that might
He's
be 2 to 3 feet or so, or is my math? Yeah, about 2 feet maybe. And they don't have ears. Is that why they're called earless?
Yes.
So they feel. Why don't they have ears? Do you know the reason? Like, is it more just how they evolved to feel vibrations more, or?
I don't know much about them, so I have them since a year now.
Okay. And do they
So
have
to
the fork? Do they have the forked tongue like other monitors do?
yes, they have a tongue like a snake.
Yeah, like a snake. Wow, that thing is so. I was saying earlier when you couldn't hear me, it's so dragon looking. Like that
Yes.
thing is really awesome. And they have like blue eyes or something, right? Or
Not exactly. They have like a second eye, it's like a second layer over the eye,
okay.
and this is white. And sometimes in the water it looks almost blue, but it's not really
Wow.
blue.
Is this becoming one of your favorite species to keep?
Yes. I will bring him back.
Okay. Wow, that was awesome, guys. Let's hit the thumbs up for that and give Sophie a follow because that was a great share. I'm just getting ready to go to next week. We're going to a large show in California, and
Okay.
that's one of the largest shows in the country. They might have some of those there, but even at the biggest shows in our country, I can't really remember seeing those. Like they're just super, super rare. So that's really fun and awesome that we get to see that from you.
Yes,
So you bred them?
I try, yes.
Okay.
So they are sub-adult at the moment, and I hope they will get adult size next or 2024, and then I will try to breed them.
And you said Canadian mealworms is what they eat, right?
Earthworms.
Oh, Canadian earthworms. Where are they from? Where are earless monitors from?
From Borneo Island.
So they must be eating something else out there naturally, but in captivity, they only eat Canadian earthworms. Like nobody else has had success with snails or anything else, like.
So at the beginning, before I got them, I bought normal earthworms, like you can bought everywhere in all pet shops and so. And I tried to feed them, and they won't get them. So they won't eat anything on the earthworms. And then
Wow.
I tried the Canadian earthworms, the big ones, and this one they eat.
Okay. Are they popular in your area? Like, do a lot of people
No,
have them? Or are they super
no.
rare?
So I know one person that got also some animals to Switzerland, but at the moment, this person and myself are the only in the Switzerland.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm gonna have to purposely look for some at the reptile show next week and see if I can find some. But yeah, they're a
Sure.
real treat. Are they fully aquatic or semi-aquatic, or how do you set them up?
It's semi-aquatic, so you have to use a big tank for the water because they like to chill out in the water, like I would say 23 hours per day. And so once or twice a month, they go to the earth and dig inside and will hide there. And after a few days, they will get back in the water and will stay in the water. So you have to make both, but most is aquatic. So most is water.
Okay, and so do you have a filter system that filters the water, or do you have to manually change that out?
No, it's only we have really good quality water here in Switzerland. We can also drink it as humans. So
Yeah.
I can use the normal water and I don't have to filter that water. So I think they like dirty water. Each
Oh,
time,
gotcha.
each time I'm cleaning, you can look 2 minutes later, the whole water is dirty again. 2 minutes.
Yeah, because they can't be seen. The dirtier
Yes.
the water is, the more. Now, do they poo in the water?
Yeah.
How often do you need to change the water then when they poo? Or
Yes, I would say minimum once or twice a week. So it's better
okay,
all 3 to 4 days.
yeah, that's kind of the same with. I don't know if you've heard of sailfin dragons, but I have a sailfin dragon, and they really really love the water. And like you said, as soon as you change that water out, they're gonna like poo in it or whatever. There's some people that change their sailfin water out daily, but I do mine
Yeah.
once, maybe twice a week, and it's perfectly fine. I don't see that the animal has any issues with it, you know. But
Yeah.
thank you so much for your time today, Sophie. I have usually a fun
Sure.
couple of wrap-up questions that are just not related to reptiles, but just like related to like just for fun. Did you have any other topics of reptiles or anything you wanted to touch on before we get to like the fun questions or anything?
I have to think.
Oh wait, there might have been a couple questions I didn't ask you that I sent you from the list. So, what are your
Yes, I'm
short-term?
looking
Okay.
at my stuff.
Yeah, so let me know if there's anything you want to answer, but I can also, I know there's a couple questions I didn't ask you from our list that I sent you. What are your short-term and long-term goals for Sophie's
Ah,
Gecko?
yes. Let me take a look. Okay, yes. Also, my big long-term goal is to get more to learn about reptiles. So I want to study and learning and visiting reptile breeders and reptile keepers and speaking with them. That's also a big thing because I'm here today because I want to learn many things about reptiles. And yes, that's the big goal.
Big goal. Okay.
And yes, I have some smaller goals like I want to keep some species more, and maybe someday I will get my own yeah, like my own home.
Facility or
Yes,
reptile
a big
house. Yeah.
yes, a big reptile facility for my reptiles, and that will be the biggest of the biggest, but we will see.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you had dreams to do like a reptile zoo kind of thing or like reptile exhibit in
That
Switzerland,
would be awesome. Yes.
Okay, that's really cool. And I know that in the short term right now, you do enjoy education. So like you go to schools, you go to shows, and you're constantly teaching and working with reptiles and kids and other and people.
Yes, I try to get all the informations and try to learn about reptiles more and more.
Okay, that's awesome. I just had a thought. I just had a question on the tip of my mind, but totally forgot what it was. But it was related to you doing, yeah, you doing the shows and all that kind of. So you stay pretty busy then. If you have a full-time job, you have all the animals to care for, you have customers to care for, you have shows to go to. You must stay pretty busy.
Yes. So my friends will say I'm really busy. I will say it's my passion. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
my thing, and it's my I have to translate.
Everyone has to be busy with something, you know.
It's my compensation to
Yeah.
life and working. So yes,
How many years have you been doing reptiles? So has it been 10 years, 20 years?
8 years.
Oh, ever since, like, I mean, even when you started like keeping them or so breeding, so like getting into them, you've been breeding them for 8 years, like more seriously breeding them or keeping them,
Mm,
or you just got in as a whole 8 years ago.
yes, it was a whole thing. So with the keeping came the breeding.
Okay.
I was really lucky at my first breeding year because I did not know any of genetics. So
Yeah.
I looked at this gecko and at this gecko, and I thought, okay, they look really beautiful together, and I will put them together. So I think most of the people start with that.
Yeah.
And I am too, and I got lucky and I had really, really beautiful leopard geckos back then.
Right.
And also had big breeders in Switzerland that will buy from me in my first breeding year. That was mind-blowing.
Wow.
And I got really fast into the reptile scene, especially leopard gecko scene in Switzerland.
Okay.
Yes, so I was really lucky back then. So I will say really breeding 7 years and keeping 8 years.
Wow. Okay, so see you're so well established, like you're such a reputable company, like a good company and everything. I figure that you've been doing it for like 20 years or something, you know, and you got some really high quality animals, but that just shows to your level of dedication. Plus you're working with some of the best stuff that came from, you know, Rebecca and some old school breeders that not a lot of people have access to. So like you have really, really nice animals. It just seemed like you were doing it for like 20 years, but you just made smart decisions, right? You made the right moves. You worked with quality animals instead of quantity. You know what I mean? And you're doing things right over there, and your business and company and branding is really taking off.
Thank you. Yes, I think it's always so I'm 24 years old, so I'm not really old, and in
Oh,
this
gotcha.
case, in this case, 8 years are much experience. So if I'm 30 or 50, I'm got over 20, 30 years experience with reptiles.
So
So
you have time. You have plenty of time, you
yeah,
know, hopefully to be in it for 20 years one day and look back at everything. Look at the new
yes.
people coming in and be like, yeah, I was young once and I remember when I was your age coming in, you know, or whatever.
Yes, sometimes I'm feeling really old because I'm speaking with older breeders and they ask me something and I think so okay.
Yeah,
I'm
like you're
not that
respected.
old,
Yeah.
but I'm feeling old. So yes, but
You have a lot of experience. Yeah.
yes, it's really cool. I had to work really hard, especially as a female and especially as a young female, to
Yeah.
get into the reptile scene because many of the reptile people are men and many of the men are really old men. So it was really hard to get the respect of them.
Right.
And I will say after 8 years, no, I really have good connections also to the older people, and I really appreciate that because the old people know the most about the reptiles and they know how it works 20 years ago, and
Right.
that's something really really important, I think. But
Now,
it was hard.
do you have I could imagine. Do you have a connection with Dutch dragging imports? I'm just curious because if I want
Yes,
something imported, I need to go
I'm
through that.
shipping with Sander, so I know
How
him
uh,
personally.
how close are you to where their facility is? Like, do you have to drive animals to them and then they export it for you, or
Yes, so if I have animals to US or Asia or anywhere, I have to bring them to Netherlands, and
okay?
it's about 10 hours
Oh
drive.
my gosh,
Yes, so
one way.
yes, and I'm always combining it with the Houghton Reptile Show. So I'm always making
Oh,
both.
okay. Okay, so you save a little time. Um,
Yeah,
so shipping, I did want to ask this real quick. Let's say I want to ship a gecko to, let's just say you, because you're
yeah.
here on the show. If I can get the gecko to Dutch Dragon Imports in the Netherlands, how do I arrange for a courier to bring it to you? You know what I mean? Like, because Dutch Dragon, I think they told me that they don't do that. Like, I have to figure out who the courier is that I want to use to get it from them to somebody else in Europe. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
that's true. So
How do I
if
go
you
about, like, yeah.
Yes. So in America, you have a pickup point where the Dutch Dragon will pick them up.
Mhm.
After that, they will bring them to Netherlands, and each person has to look by him or herself to get that animal from Netherlands.
Okay. So I would have to just
So
like do some research, work with the customer, and figure out a transportation way.
Yes, the best way is about couriers like myself. I'm driving 10 hours back through Germany, and people ask me, can you bring me to this point I'm driving through or something, or they come personally to the Houten Reptile Show or Netherlands and pick the animals up. But
And
it's hard to find somebody who make this.
the Houghton show, the Hoot, am I pronouncing that right? The Houghton show.
Yes, it's Houten or Hooten. I say
Houghton.
Houten.
It's fun to say either way. That's not the same as the ham show, right? That's
No,
different, right?
yes,
Because I reached out to Dutch Dragon recently, and this is just what they told me. They said that they no longer like pick up or drop off animals at the ham show, but
yes.
they do at the Houghton show though, the Houghton show.
No,
Oh no,
not
so I just
anymore.
have to. So I would have to organize that with somebody else, not with
Yes,
Dutch Dragon. Um,
no. Dutch Dragon also only managed the transport from US to Netherlands to their facility in Amsterdam,
mhm.
and your customer have to look how to get that animal from Amsterdam from Dutch Dragons.
Okay, so it's a little more difficult. I don't know if you
Yeah.
know this, but shipping reptiles into Mexico is starting to open up, and so that could become a whole nother market for the world to work with. Because up to this point, I think it's been a little bit more difficult getting animals into Mexico. But there are some American and Mexican breeders that are like working together to make that transition easier now. So hopefully
Mhm.
that just opens up the marketplace, makes it more possible for breeders to make a living and to do this full time and to make connections between animals and customers and whatnot. But um so thank you so much. Let me see, I think that was pretty much all my questions there, and unless you had any other topics you wanted to touch on, I'll start wrapping it up with a couple fun questions on the way out. But if there's any other topics that we
Yeah.
missed or that you wanted to talk about, we can definitely do that before I do that.
No, I think that's all. Also, we could talk hours and hours about reptiles, but
Yeah,
for now, I
definitely.
think the
Well, we'll
most
definitely
biggest.
try to schedule to have you on in the future as well, and see maybe next year or something, like how your growth is doing, how things are going for you, and continue talking about how your projects are going and all that kind of stuff. Um, but
Sure.
fun questions. So Switzerland, okay. I'm really, really bad with geography. Please do not take this offensively. My wife is always making fun of me for being terrible, because my wife was homeschooled and she had to learn, like, her mom was very rigorous with her teaching, and she had to learn like the name of every single country by the time she was like 8. So like her mom took her education like very seriously, and I just did not have that same experience. Like, I don't even know the difference between, I don't even know where Switzerland is. So can we start with that? Like, where is Switzerland? I'm
Uh,
that bad.
okay. Switzerland is in Europe, but
Okay.
we are not committed to the EU. So we are
Okay.
not. We are an own country, but we have many countries outside. So we are on Germany side, we have the Italy side, the French side, and the and Austria also.
Austria. Okay, so you're connected. You're bordering all of
Yeah,
those countries. Okay.
we are the
Okay. Pretty
the
pretty
pig.
cool. The
We look
pig.
like a pig. Yes.
Oh, that's cool. And is that like Nordic descent or Viking descent, or kind of that whole area is a little bit connected to that history?
I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Or Celtic maybe or something. I don't know. I'm just reaching for thoughts, but um, sounds like a great. When I think of Switzerland, I think of like the sound of music. Like that's what goes through my head, is like big mountains of green
Yes,
grass
big
and like
mountain.
fresh mountain air.
Yeah.
Um, so it sounds like a beautiful place to visit one day, maybe.
It's really beautiful, and we also have lakes. So we have on that side we have the lake, and there are the mountains. So it's really beautiful. So you drive here through, and you can see the lake and the mountains. So it's for others it's holidays here. So
Now,
I would say it's a really beautiful country.
because you're close to Germany, do you share a lot of the same like culture, like foods, you know what I mean, religions or all that kind of stuff, or do you kind of have your own culture compared to them? So
Yes,
I was asking Rebecca what like the number one dish or food is in Germany. Would that be different in Switzerland then?
Yes, I would say.
So what is your
And
guys' number one dish then?
so I would say I hope I don't get my feet on the Swiss people, but I will say it's it's raclette.
Okay. What is that? Is that meat? Is that dessert?
Um, it's a really special thing, so I have
Okay.
to show you.
Okay.
It's with cheese because Swiss people love cheese.
Oh, that makes sense. You even have a cheese named after you, Swiss cheese.
Yes, and chocolate,
Mm,
Swiss chocolate.
chocolate's very good too. I have a problem with chocolate right now in the holiday season. Okay, so it's coming in a little blurry. What am I looking at here?
That's the raclette.
Is that a meat or
That that's the cheese. You put cheese inside of this stuff, and this is a heater. And
okay,
then you
okay.
put it inside, and the cheese will
Melt up.
goes away, and then you can eat the cheese with potatoes and other stuff.
Mm. Okay, so
And
that
that's
sounds
right.
like a very good dish. So if I ever go to Switzerland, you're saying I need to try that.
Yes, you have to try that.
Okay. Do they have a lot of tourists that go to Switzerland?
Yes, I
And,
will
and
say
are there places that sell that dish there?
yes. Many
Okay.
places.
Michael
And
Michael said, no, we're not connected to Nordic history.
okay, yes, he's a Swiss person, so he knows
Okay,
better.
awesome. Yeah.
So
That's
I'm not a Swiss person for now. So I'm original from Germany, but
okay.
I live since 15 years here in Switzerland, and I also speaking Swiss German. But next year I will get my Swiss pass, so I'm officially a Swiss person then.
Wow. So you will be a Swiss. Do they call them Swiss? Swiss? You will be a Swiss person. That's awesome.
A Swiss
Um,
person, yeah.
what about I was asking Rebecca too if like in America we have popular like streaming platforms like Netflix or Hulu and stuff. Are you big into like watching movies or shows or anything like that in your spare time,
Yes.
or is it all what is your favorite what's your favorite show or genre like to watch, you know?
That's really big. So I really like the BBC documentary, or
Okay.
all in all documentary. I really love them. And also action series. Yes,
Okay.
fondue. Michael say fondue is
I
also a really big.
I had no idea how to spell what you said. Raclette? Raclette? Is that so?
Yes.
I didn't want to ask you. I didn't even know how to say it, so I just left it alone. But I'm putting this on screen so that anyone who
Mhm.
watches this back, you can now search it. So raclette
Yes,
and
search it.
fondue. Fondue is like the chocolate version of raclette. Is it melted chocolate?
No,
Like a
fondue is cheese fondue, so
oh
only
cheese fondue.
cheese,
Okay.
or you can make a meat fondue, so it's only meat.
Oh, okay.
And raclette is all in all.
Okay, so that sounds really good. So you
Yes.
like the documentaries, like nature
Yeah.
documentaries or crime documentaries or
It's different. So last time I looked something about our human history. Ah, that's my mother.
this is your
Nice.
mom?
Yes.
Is that how you say hi, or is that your name?
It's Rösti. It's also a really good Swiss food.
Oh, okay. Well, hello, Simone. Is that how you pronounce it? Am I saying that right?
Simona.
Simona,
Simona.
Sophie's mom. Good to meet you. Thank you
Yes.
for stopping by and wishing your daughter here a great end of her live stream. She's done fabulous with us. If you didn't get to see the
Thank
whole
you.
thing, she did a really good job representing her passion and the passion for reptile lovers. So, oh, I don't know what that is. That's definitely not English.
That's German.
Oh, okay. What did he say?
He says that Simone wrote what he has forgotten to wrote. So he
Oh,
forgot to
gotcha.
write
Okay,
Rösti.
awesome. So in your spare time, you enjoy the BBC, which is like, I forget what that stands for. It's like British Broadcasting something. So, but they do a lot of interesting
It's
shows on there.
it's almost nature and
Yeah, nature.
some human being stuff. So
Okay,
also Netflix made a new series with our human beings.
right. I
If
did
I'm
watch a
saying that
little.
right, that was really good. I really liked it.
Now, do you like science fiction or fantasy? Are you into like cosplay or anything like that that a lot of people are into, like comics
Not
or?
that much. So
Yeah.
I'm a
Okay.
big fan of Pokemon.
Okay.
I really
Same.
love Pokemon. I have to play and catch them all.
Which Pokemon game are you playing right now? Or
Right now I have the newest, the purple version.
okay. Did you get into
The
the phone game when they had it on the phone and you were like catching the
yes,
Pokemon?
Pokemon Go.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was really fun for a while there. I was really, really into it.
Yeah.
Um,
I made much hours at that game.
yeah, definitely. Super fun what they've done with that. But yeah, I played the Game Boy Pokemon games when I was younger. I haven't played any of
Yeah.
the newer games now, but I'm thinking about it. I might get back into it.
But then you don't play the purple because I think purple
Okay.
is the worst of the worst Pokemon
Purple's not
game.
good. Okay, I won't do purple
No,
then.
but Shield and I don't know the word in English. I have to look.
Shield and Sword, maybe.
Sword. Yes,
Sword.
Shield and Sword Pokemon is one of the best, I would say.
Okay, so you heard it here. You got some recommendations from Sophie for games. Um,
Pokemon.
Pokemon. So let me see, because normally I have a little sheet of these fun questions, but we were reorganizing my desk last night and I kind of
That's
misplaced that
okay.
sheet. But normally I ask like the favorite person's food and then the favorite person's like show or genre to watch. Chat, remind me if I'm missing one. There's usually one more that I'm asking. Um, like for fun thing, but I don't remember. I don't remember. But well,
That's
okay. What
okay.
about Pokemon? What is your favorite type? Like rock type, lightning type, water type? Do you have a favorite Pokemon or like favorite Pokemon type? Charizard,
Yes, yes. I would say fire. Fire is
fire.
my all-time favorite, and for sure Gengar. So it's the ghost one.
Oh yeah, look, Mavericks
Gengar,
just said
yeah,
Gengar is his favorite.
yeah.
That's funny
Gengar is
because you work with the ghost and Gengar is the ghost.
yes, and Gengar is funny and playing around and make jokes, and he is awesome.
Is Shiggy a Pokemon?
Shiggy, yes, Shiggy is also it's a water Pokemon.
Oh, water Pokemon. Okay. So when you opened up your Pokemon Go app, you chose to belong to the fire crew. Like you know how you would have to choose like red team, blue
Yes,
team, yellow
I'm the
team.
red team.
You're the red team. Okay. Yeah, red team was like the best team there for a while. But well, Sophie, thank you so much for this time that you spent and a little bit of fun conversation getting to know you at the end.
Sure.
Maverick also said Alakazam. Alakazam is a really interesting Pokemon. I really liked him as well. Hypno, there you go. Oh, look
Yeah.
at this. Look at his logo. It's like the Jurassic Park logo. Are
Yes.
you a big fan of the Jurassic Park movies? Have you watched all the Jurassic Park movies?
So is the question for me or for Maverick?
For you?
I'm not a big fan.
Okay,
So
okay.
I think I watched one of the newest
Mhm.
films, movies, but it's not my
Not the
stuff.
greatest, not the greatest for you.
No.
Gotcha, gotcha. Well, thank you so much for spending your some time with us here. I know a lot of people are going to rewatch this. So, guys, please, on the way out, let's give Sophie a follow at Sophie's Geckos on Instagram. I'm pretty sure you're on Facebook as well. And
Yes.
do you have plans to start a YouTube channel at all? Any desire to do that? Do you have one already, or?
Yes, I have one, but I did not make any new video. I have only one video where I show my earless monitors, but not more.
Okay.
Yes, I have to learn myself to get into that's my father.
Is it really?
My whole Yes, my whole family is here.
The reason I showed his name on stream is because my name is Frank as well, and I don't see
Okay.
too many other Franks on the West Coast. So Arizona, where I live, is on the West Coast, and there's not too
Hmm.
many Franks over here. But on the East Coast, like New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, there's a lot of Franks on the East Coast. There's like 5 to 6 Franks in my family right now that are living, existing, but they're all like in my family. So I don't know too many Franks. So I wanted to highlight his name because I don't get to see
Yes,
too many Franks. You know what I mean? So
he's he's my father.
that's good. Well, welcome, Sophie's dad, Frank. My name is Frank as well. So awesome to meet another Frank. But thank you, Sophie. You were excellent, excellent, excellent. If you have anything, um, I'll definitely, if you have anything you want me to promote in the future as far as starting a YouTube channel or anything like that, or I mean, like dropping more videos. So are you Sophie's Geckos on YouTube then as well?
It's Geckos by Sophie. Yeah,
Or sorry, Geckos by Sophie on YouTube,
yeah,
Geckos by Sophie on Instagram and Facebook,
everywhere
as
on
everywhere.
TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, everywhere.
Twitch. Okay. How do you find
Yes,
Twitch? Is Twitch successful for reptile people? Like, is it a good platform?
I don't think so. It's most for gaming.
Oh, so what you're saying is you're a
Um,
streamer. You're a gamer streamer.
I'm looking at game streamers really. Also, it's one of my other hobbies. So I really like to look about how others gaming.
Yeah. And what game would you want to stream? Like Minecraft or like shooter games, or like what type of game would you like to stream?
It's more like some higher mind levels. So really complicated games like card games or role
Oh,
playing, and
okay.
also horror games. I really like.
Okay, okay. So games that make you think. So Mavericks Leopard Geckos, maybe you work with them, but Sophie's my favorite teacher.
Yes, he's a good friend of mine.
That's awesome.
Thank
So
you.
thank you. It's
Thank you.
it's awesome to connect leopard gecko keepers and breeders from around the world. So this has been an amazing episode. We are going to keep an eye on what you're doing over there, and I'll definitely, on Instagram, I follow you, so like I could easily share stuff when you're showing new combinations or stuff that you're doing with ghosts. So we'll definitely keep an eye out for that, because as far as I know, you and Rebecca are like way deeper in the ghost game than anybody else I know on planet Earth, as
I
far
would
as like
say yes.
yeah, the leopard geckos
So
are concerned. So
yes, Rebecca is the mother of the ghost genetics. So it was a really fun story with her. So it's unbelievable that I can speak with her, and I got animals from her too, because 6-7 years ago I had my first ghost, and I tried to write her and get in contact, but I could not find her. She was gone, and
oh
I was
my.
there at my own, and had to figure out, okay, what is ghost, what I'm doing with that. And today I can speak with her, with the mother of the ghost genetics, and yes, it's mind-blowing. I never believed that I'm someday will be in contact with her.
Yeah, and Sophie's in the position where sorry, not Sophie. Rebecca's in the position where she doesn't want to just sell her animals to anyone. So the fact that she's working with you or releasing animals to you, it speaks a lot to her trust of you and your guys' relationship. So that's pretty cool. In closing, do you have any plans on working? Oh gosh, what was I talking about with her last week? I think electric tangerine ghost or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Not yet. For now, we are going at the LB Ghost project,
Mm-hmm.
and that will be a big project. And she gave me 3 males, so I can test breed them, and together we will find out what the LB snow line is about.
Nice. That's awesome.
And yes, what we can create with the LB line. So because there are not many animals left from the LB snow.
Right. And Albie's starting to make a little bit of a comeback now as far as people are starting to be aware that it's something different. I don't know if you guys have MorphMarket, but MorphMarket just added Albie's snow to their genetic selling list, I think. So now you can actually label something Albie Snow. But like in America, there's only very few breeders that are working with it. It's pretty rare. In general, it's rare around the world to have like legit Albie Snow original lines, which is a whole nother conversation because Rebecca said there's like a line bred one and there's like a dominant one.
Yes,
we were talking about that
really
a little bit.
complicated.
So, yeah. So we'll save that for another conversation for sure. But this episode has been awesome. I'll definitely share it a few times and talk about it. And I always rewatch it because it's good for YouTube to recognize it and get it out there. So Geckos by Sophie on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, right? Twitch, TikTok, everywhere that you could find her. Yeah, we're going to keep an eye on your stuff. Amazing geckos, earless monitors. The setup you have is really fantastic. So thanks for showing us all of that. Anything in conclusion you just want to say to people that have been here watching or are going to watch this back in conclusion?
Yes, I will say thank you all that I can be here and that you support me and my reptiles. So, and if you have any questions, please free to ask me via PM on Instagram or Facebook or at my website, that we can discuss this kind of stuff. And it was really a pleasure to be here. And it was really cool to speak with you and with the live chat. So I will think my nervous level is gone.
That's right.
So,
that's right. You were a little nervous coming onto it, but you did excellent. You did great. You know,
I was really nervous.
You hit it well then.
Thank you. And I think we can make some more videos if you like. And
definitely
with the camera, I can show my reptiles too. So we can make a Nephruos day or a Leopard gecko day or something.
I like that. I like that. I will definitely talk to you more about that, and we can definitely do that.
Yes.
This time
so
kind of worked good for you?
Please like the video, people out there, that we can make some new videos for you.
Yeah, if you want us to make new videos, if you want to have a knobtail day, an earless monitor day, a leopard gecko day where we tour, so kind of like a facility tour a little bit, where we like tour species and talk about that, then go ahead, like this video, share this video, and that's going to promote us faster to getting that accomplished. So
would be cool, yes.
Yeah, but thank you so much, Sophie. Have a good rest of your evening over there.
Thank you. You too.
I'm definitely going to enjoy watching this video back and continuing to share it. I will be in touch about those future videos, and thank you to Frank, Sophie's dad, and Sophie's mom for stopping by and supporting their daughter and this awesome passion that you have, and all of your friends. It's great to be able to talk with and meet people from other countries that are into the same hobby that you are into. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate you guys. Sophie, I'll see you on the next one. As we exit this interview, it's going to play an outro. And I think you already know how to leave, right? Like you just click on the little dots and then you can just remove yourself and then that's it. But other than that, I will talk to you later. And everyone in the chat, wish you guys a good rest of your day, wherever you may be. So thank you, Sophie. We'll talk to you
Thank
soon.
you too. Thank you for your opportunity to make this video. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. I'll talk to you soon, Sophie, and everybody in the chat.
See you.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Selling in the billions each year, Rainbow Mealworms is your one-stop shop for all your insect needs. Their quality feeders and A-plus customer service keep me coming back to support the health and growth of all of our animals. Visit them today at rainbowmealworms.net to